We're going to continue with our P&Id. So I want you to pay attention to the first example. This is a coding system. This is very typical in any piping project or plant project. Basically, it's water coming from TK001. It's a water system. P001 and P002 are going to be pumping water through this heat exchanger E001, and this is going to come out to and be sent to another process. At the same time, we're going to have fluid process coming from TK006 pumped through the pump 003. Is going to be sent through the same heat exchanger, and is going to come out and sent to another process. We have a bypass in the line with some control valves. So we are going to be seeing how to create this P&Id and how easy it's going to be with the blocks already created for us. So the first thing that you have to do is to move to the tool palette and find the equipment tab. When you find your equipment tab, you're going to scroll down and you're going to look for this, let's say, Doom Roof Tank. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to drop it in your P&Id. Click again. As you can see, I can scale this item. Basically, all these items are Autocad elements. They don't lose that flexibility. So you can basically scale them, rotate them. You can even mirror them. You can apply mirror. Right now I have the orthogonal activated, so I'm going to deactivate it to show you how it changes. Now I can scale it as much as I want in the X and Y direction. So I'm going to left click again to more or less leave it there. And I'm going to assign 010. The reason why I don't assign number 001 is because I already have one element, TK001. Like I said, I create two drawings already. So by default, AutoCAD Plan 3D does not allow you to have two identical items. So for now, we're going to leave it as TK010, and then we're going to click in Assign. Perfect. When you come closer and you hover over your element, your block, then you're going to see Dome Roof Tank tag TK010. Perfect. We're going to continue with the other elements. Now we're going to find a pressure vessel. We're going to drop it here. As well, you can always scale it. I'll leave it same size, more or less. And then this one is going to be, I'm going to put it 11, just to continue the sequential number. Assign, perfect. And then I'm going to come to pumps. Remember, all these elements, they are AutoCAD elements, so you're free to move them, to rotate them, and to do pretty much any modification you want, like you would do with AutoCAD, with regular AutoCAD elements. Let's say pump 10, another two pumps, pump 11, click again, pump 12. We have one heat exchanger as well, so still in the equipment tab, we're going to look for the, let's say, I think it's this one, BEM. Perfect. Let's place it more or less here. And as well, 010. You can put the number from the original PDF example. Assign. Perfect. So we have the elements already, and now we're going to proceed to connect the elements. So we're going to continue to create our our P&ID with lines, we're going to connect our elements. So you're going to hit in the Lines tab. Since the first release, AutoCAD Plan 3D has been integrating different type of lines for different needs. Again, the beauty of this is basically you are not going to need a lot of customization if you actually need to insert a new style. As you can see, you have a lot of styles. The most common styles used in piping projects. So we're going to hit in primary line segment, and I wanted to show you something first. When you try to connect your pump, let's say, for example, in this case, the water is coming from this equipment, then sometimes it's kind of hard to nail the alignment, right? So it's better when you have in your OSNAP, I want you to come here to the OSNAP icon in AutoCAD, this one here, click in the arrow, and then you're going to select extension. I want you to notice also that it's important to, right now we have the grid activated, so you're free to remove the grid as well. Some people like to have a more cleaner view of the drawing. I like the grid, so that's why I leave it. Also, you have by default the snap to drawing grid, the snap to drawing grid option on. It's better to leave it that way because the only thing that is indicating is that your cursor right now, when you draw and you locate your lines, is going to be snapping in all the different vertex for these little squares. You can always customize that, but for now we're going to leave it as is. So hit again in the primary line segment, and now you're going to locate your cursor in the center of your pump, and you're going to move to the left. Now see the dotted line? That's your extension. So that's going to allow you to more or less nail the right position. Click on the item, on the storage tank, and then move to the right, excuse me. Move to the right and click. Perfect. If you hover over your line, you're going to see that the line doesn't have a tag yet, but it says from TK010 to P011, which is correct. Right now, we have successfully connected the two items with a line. You always need to ensure that you click on the items, otherwise sometimes it's very minuscule, the difference, but if you don't, say for example, you take a line and you more or less, you kind of like think that you're connecting your tank, well, it's not going to connect actually the tank. Okay, so make sure that you always start from your elements. So this is good. We already connected the first pump, and we're going to proceed to do the very exact same thing for the rest. Now we're going to connect the second pump with the same suction. So hover over your line, click, and then same thing, click. And before clicking, you can hover over your nozzle or your flange connection, and then go to the left. So more or less, you're going to see that's about right. Click, and then click. I want you to show you something interesting. At the beginning, I said that these elements are not regular AutoCAD elements. They have some intelligence. Like I show you in the first part, when you click, for example, in the line, and you right click and then you go into properties, you're going to see as well that you have a lot of process information ready to be filled. For example, tracing, insulation type. You can select an insulation type you want. So they actually are the same as the equipment. They have another parameters for the lines, but they are already set it up for you. Again, you can customize this. You can add data fields. You can even change the type of line that you want to show. But just to show you that they are not AutoCAD regular elements. Let's keep connecting this. Hit again in primary line segment. And now we're going to do the supply. So this is going to come this way. Again, locate your cursor here. Don't click, just locate it here, and then go and then click, and then click again. How can you see that your line is connected? You can see from P011 to the heat exchanger 010. That's good. If you click also on the line, you're going to see that they are selected both, right? So that's a good indication as well that it's connected. Perfect. We're going to connect the second pump. Click here, let's say here, perfect. And then let's do the same for this vessel. I do prefer to work with the grid. I find that a little bit cleaner when it comes to locating in your P&Id exactly which element it's where. Because sometimes the P&Id has a ruler here, like section 1, section 2, 3, 4, and then here in this line, in this vertical line is A, B, C, D, E. So the snaps, sometimes they look more organized and structured when it's time to locate your pump, for example, in this part of the grid. Let's keep connecting this from the discharge to the heat exchanger. Oh, in this case, if you make a mistake, the only thing that you need to do is to tap U and press enter. So it's going to go one step backwards, see? Perfect. And then we're going to try the same operation. I don't know why it's not giving me there you go. Click, and then click again. Very good. And then we're going to just do now the discharges from the heat exchanger. Click here, click here, click here. To finish a line, you have to right-click and then click enter. You can do the very same thing for this one. So it's important also before finalizing this drawing, I'm going to delete this. So also, even if it looks like everything is selected, when you press delete or you delete an element, it's going to delete just the line. Okay, so don't worry, you're not going to delete the whole block. When you connect your elements, it's very important to notice that this type of snap, it's called node. So the node is the point that allows the connection between the smart blocks or the blocks from Plan 3D. So a node, when you use a node to connect your block, then you are basically telling Plan 3D, this is the origin, this is the source, or this is the destination. So I want you to always pay attention that you connect to the node, or you try to, because in this case, for example, it's a nozzle. So it's not going to be the same if I connect somewhere else. From the note to next P&ID.